at the national level, and Scott, we're going to lead with this, classified documents. The FBI raided Mar-a-Lago, and we're both at Mar-a-Lago often, you more than me, with your family. But they were quick to raid Mar-a-Lago because of classified documents. But what we're discovering now is that Biden had classified documents not just in one location, but all over the place. And yesterday, we learned that they found the White House issued a statement on Saturday morning indicating that another batch of classified documents were found in Joe Biden's Delaware home. So, Scott, I think 3 different locations, right? The garage, in his home, and in his office, his think tank office in Washington, D.C., just down the street from the White House. Scott, can you say double standard?
It is, Mark, and it's shocking. And let's think about the Mar-a-Lago raid. You know, Mar-a-Lago is one of the most secure places on the planet. You were there just not too long ago, and they're back to the sort of security, the level of security that existed when Donald Trump was the sitting president.
That's right.
Where you have to go through, bomb-sniffing tunnels in order to get even on the property. And those documents were not sitting in a garage, certainly. They were in a locked closet. In fact, they had the president put an additional lock on the locked closet. And as we know, the FBI raids Mar-a-Lago. They besieged Mar-a-Lago for it was like an 18-hour excursion or something like that. The better part of a full day, going through the closet, going through the camera footage. I guess has them pretty much all over the place, including Melania's closet. They're rummaging around through her underwear drawer.
It's outrageous. Maybe they're afraid to go through Jill Biden's. I mean, I'd be afraid. But it's the double standard is shocking, and it's playing out in real time.
Yeah.
And how many times, Scott, does one need to find additional documents before the FBI says, wait a second, we need to check everything? I'd encourage them to check the basement, because we know Joe Biden spent all of his time there. But it is unbelievable that they would order a raid of Mar-a-Lago. You're right, one of the most secure buildings, secure residences next to the White House. I would argue next to the White House, Mar-a-Lago is probably the most secure building, because they also monitor air traffic above.
Mm-hmm.
And there's Secret Service agents there around the clock. Even when the president is up at Bedminster during the hot summer Florida summers, there's still a Secret Service present at his residence down at Mar-a-Lago. So this isn't just sort of, it's in a locked closet like you and I would lock our closets.
Right.
I don't even have a lock on my closet. But if we did, this is much different than Mar-a-Lago. And, all Biden could say is, come on, man, it was in a locked garage.
Like, that's my Corvette.
Right, it's my Corvette. Like, as if that's, going to help, right? I love these memes going out. I think you've seen this one where he's riding around in his Corvette and there's classified documents on the passenger seat. And it's like, come on, man, the Corvette has locks.
The convertible.
Or the convertible Corvette has locks with the top down and classified documents flying around everywhere. But this is a very serious offense if you or I had classified documents.
Well, I'm curious what the content of them were. That with Donald Trump, we were told it was the nuclear codes, and then it was nuclear information he was apparently going to give to Putin. It was imminent, and then it turned out to be absolutely nothing, really.
Absolutely nothing. And they laid out for a photo op. They laid out all the folders, top secret. And my first question was, the agents in this raid, do they have the proper clearances? Because I didn't have the top secret security clearances, but when I worked for the Secretary of Defense, Robert Gates, I had to have clearances to go into the Pentagon and some of the war rooms and to get the battle update assessments when we were in Iraq, the BUA, as they say. But do these agents have the proper classification or to be looking through these documents? I don't know.
Right.
And the fact that they lay them out in this giant photo display. But yet, Scott, have we seen anything about photo ops of the feds or government officials retrieving these classified documents? Do we see any photo ops with the Biden family?
No. In fact, I think the only footage I've seen is from Joe Biden's one of his campaign commercials where he was driving around his Corvette and he backs it back into the garage again, and you see a stack of haphazard banker boxes and documents strewn all over, and it looks like a copy machine next to him. That's all I've seen.
It is, we would be in jail, and yet there's this double standard, and the difference between Biden and Trump is Trump was the president of the United States.
Right.
These are vice presidential documents, classified documents, and the president has the ultimate authority to declassify these documents. The vice president of the United States does not have that authority, only the president of the United States. And these are classified documents going back to his time as vice president. I mean, the idea that you could take these sensitive documents and, oh, you know what, I'm going to bring them to my office down the street at the Biden Center, my think tank. Or, you know what, I'm going to put them in some boxes in the garage next to my Corvette. I mean, it is unbelievable. But this double standard, and they wonder why conservatives are so upset about this.